And we're live. All right, so this is playtest session number 8 for Hooves and Horns. And we'll go ahead and have the party introduce themselves, starting with Andy. You're first.
Okay, I am Corin Thangar, a Kill Dwarf Paladin of Moradin. I am Dwarf of Honor, and I belong to a long line of servants of Moradin, and I am clearly a person who presents myself as both lawful and good, and I do speak Celestial, so you might have heard me speak that language. And I'm a
Okay.
paladin.
Okay. Nick, you're up.
Alrighty. I'm Dormorn Wallchomper Orvox. I am a Dragonborn barbarian. I was once a soldier for a very brief time until something happened and that had given me shell shock. But I'm finally ready to go out and adventure, and I'm ready to go.
Wonderful, wonderful. Wiz, you're up.
I am Elric Westwind of the Wood Elf clan. Fighter class with the archery skill.
All right.
I'm just here for the big money.
Here for the money. All right. Edwin.
That's
it. I'm playing Fred, the Dragonborn monk, a guy who's just looking for the next great meal.
All right. Hungry Dragonborn monk. Okay, and with that, this is where our adventure begins. You are all staying in a town called Cedarbrook, where you hear that people have been disappearing in the nearby Umbral Woods. The mayor of Cedarbrook offers you a reward to uncover the mystery. You pack up your gear and travel deep into the woods, determined to earn that reward. Everything is going fine until an hour before sundown. Strangely, the road dead ends into a large clearing. You see a gated fence surrounding 2 log cabins. You see a garden and a pond. The cabins seem normal except for one thing. There are goats everywhere. Goats in the trees, goats on the roofs, goats in the pond, goats of all colors and sizes. Some goats wander up to the fence, then turn back. Their loud bleats and hoofbeats make your ears ring. What do you do?
What's the smell like? Bad?
You smell, your lungs kind of fill up with scents of goats, mostly, manure, rotting hay and debris. Alcohol also seems to be faint, coming from, quite possibly, the pond.
I know. Anybody hungry for goat?
Fred raises his hand.
That was like my uncle's farm. I am no stranger to these smells, but alcohol I disdain. Do I smell alcohol, by the way?
Oh yes, you smell. It's this farm. In addition to the typical goat smell, which is very potent in of itself, you notice that it smells an awful lot like a tavern too.
I'm gonna go check out the lake, well, pond.
All right. When you walk through the gate, and through all the noises of the goats bleating and shrieking, you seem to recognize some sort of sound and maybe a melody. Roll a perception check.
All right. 10.
10. Through all of the noise of the goats, you seem to hear what might be some kind of omen, maybe a magical harmonics of sorts. but for a moment you pay attention and listen to that harmonics, and you hear the words, sleep all morning, get up at noon. Then it's into the woods I go. When my basket's full and the sun goes down, I'll return for a bottle or two. Yes, I'll return for a bottle or two. And after those words, the goats seem to return to a more chaotic sound, and they go back to just sounding like random goats again.
Talking goats.
Wonderful. Wait, did you
Anybody
mention
got-
something about like a thing in the pond?
You continue on to the pond, and you notice that there's a lot of debris, bottles and clothing in particular, scattered all throughout the pond. It is a large number of bottles, most notably, possibly thousands in the pond. There's also a wicker chair with dozens, if not hundreds, of bottles surrounding the wicker chair.
I'm gonna take like 4 bottles, fill them up.
You take 4 bottles and fill them up with, presumably, pond water.
Then I'll just head back to the group.
You head back to the group with the pond water.
Mhm.
Anyone thirsty?
That is disgusting. I want to go pet one of the goats and see how friendly they are.
You go up to one of the goats, and you notice right away that they seem very, very friendly, very happy-go-lucky. You pet
And if
one
I
of the
see-
goats, and they seem almost to be domesticated in a way that makes them almost like pets.
If I see any feed, I'll pick some up and feed them.
You don't see any feed. You only find grass and weeds of all kinds.
These are fine animals.
Mhm.
And do we find a farmhouse or a building we can go into?
You see one farmhouse, and upon closer inspection, you didn't quite notice this from the road, but it appears that one of those houses is a 2-story barn with a hayloft.
Which one you want to check out?
We should go to the barn.
Okay.
You approach the barn, and as you do, it appears that the door is closed.
I will go up with my mighty frame.
Mhm.
I'm very strong, by the way.
All right.
And I will try to attempt to open the door. Not thinking it was stuck, but if it is, I will give it some hefty pull.
All right. Roll your strength check.
Okay. Now, since I'm new to D&D Beyond, if I click on strength, will it roll for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to try it. I have my dice in front of me, but I want to try it. Oh, I see. So, okay.
Just click on the number and it'll automatically throw the die.
Oh. No, it brought up a strength check. Well, here, I'll just roll my die. But I will play with it. I want to see if I can get it to work.
Yep.
I got a 10 plus 4. I have an 18 strength. And there's no percentile in 5th edition, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, there can be if the DM requires a percentile roll.
Okay. So 14 total.
All right.
Am I right? That's how it works. 10
you're
plus your bonus.
10 plus your bonus. Okay, so you made the 14.
Yeah.
All right, so pushing as hard as you can, you feel the door bend against the weight, but it doesn't seem to crack or give
Wait,
way.
I have a question. It says your strength athletics. I do have the skill athletics with a +6 bonus.
Hmm.
Would this be considered an athletic?
Yes.
Okay, then if that's the case, then I got a 60.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, as your body collides with the wood, you feel the pressure build in your muscles. Then the door begins to crack, giving way, and you fall inside with a loud crash.
So I tried to push on it and I busted through.
You
But
busted
I
through.
fell. Okay.
The door was blocked from the inside, but as you open the door with your great strength, you break open the door and it lands
Okay. And I will tell
with a
you, I
crash.
do have a very low dexterity. I have a 7. So I'm
Okay.
strong, but I'm not the most agile person.
The rest of your party seems to, kind of jump as the door crashes on the other side.
Mhm. Okay, what do we see inside?
Looking inside, you look into the main room of the barn and notice it hasn't been cleaned in a while. Your lungs fill with a scent of animal droppings and slowly decaying hay. The barn is sectioned off into pens where a few strange objects on the ground catch your eye. An empty explorer's pack, and a boot, and what appears to be a woman's hairpin. Also a empty cookie tin. And for a moment, you seem to hear a sound rustling in the corner. Roll a perception check.
Everyone?
Everybody.
Okay.
18.
I got a nat 20.
Oh, I got it to work. Got a 16 total.
The
I
nat
got
20
a-
notices very quickly that there is a goat in the corner tied up by the neck to a post. The eyes sort of gleam in the darkness. Yellow, you hear sort of mad bleating as he grabs your attention. Its yellow eyes widen as it seems to kind of call out to you.
I'm gonna go up closer to it and get a better look at it.
Okay. You get up closer, and it appears to be a gray goat. Kind of scrawny looking, but healthy. It is a little suspicious and kind of backs away a little bit as you approach.
I'm gonna try to reach out my hand to show it that I'm not a threat to it currently, and I'm gonna make some nice soothing noises, see if I can persuade it over to me.
Roll animal handling.
You might not believe me, but I got another nat 20.
Way to go.
I swear, I'm just using DV
All right. So it comes up to you, and apparently you've made a very fast friend. And as it kind of nuzzles up to you a little bit, it seems very friendly and very hungry.
All right, I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna pick up some the freshest hay I can find, and I'm gonna give it to my little guy. I'm gonna name you Eric.
Looking around for some of the freshest hay you can find, all you can find is decaying hay. Pretty
Well, I'll
stale
go
and half decomposed.
I'm still gonna give it to him.
Okay, you give it to him, and he seems to eat it eagerly.
Sweet.
Mhm.
So I turn around and introduce my goat to the rest of the party. This is Eric.
Did that goat just speak?
The goat looks at you stupidly.
No, it just made a goat noise. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, do you still have that pond water?
Yeah, I pull out one of the bottles and hand it over.
You notice the sun
Alright.
is about to set.
Well, as it sets, I'm going to be feeding or getting this goat the pond water.
You give the goat some of the pond water, and you notice that it laps it up with eagerness. It now seems quite happier than it did before.
All right, guys, I have a goat,
Mate!
so
I swear I heard it speak. I'm not crazy.
well, what do you think you heard it say?
Like knipe or pipe or something that ended in ipe. I swear I'm not crazy, you guys.
Are you? I'm speaking to Eric now. Are you trying to speak to us?
It looks at you stupidly.
Or is this guy just crazy?
Anybody got to speak with animal?
No.
I definitely do not.
I don't even think I have spells.
Yeah, where's the ranger when you need him? Okay, there was a backpack laying on the floor, right?
Yes, there was a backpack laying on the floor. You see
gonna
it
go pill-
along with other things.
I'm gonna go pilfer through it.
You pilfer through it, and you find that it's an adventurer's pack,
Ooh.
full of adventurer's gear, all very well used.
Mm-hmm. Nothing of value, huh?
I mean, it's worth a little bit of money, but it's nothing of great value.
Okay. Well, I'll hold on to it. Maybe something in there we could use later on.
Okay.
And this thing had a second story, right?
It did.
Okay, where's the stairs at, or does it have a ladder?
It does
Go
have a
check the
ladder.
Stairs.
And you
Okay,
notice the sun is now setting, and everybody roll a wisdom check. Or a perception check.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Perception.
I got a 10.
Okay.
20.
20.
I got a 10 too.
Okay. The 20 notices that there appears to be somebody singing somewhere from the
17.
woods.
Fred is just gonna run off with no. He's just gonna yell, "Follow! Hold on!" and then run off with no explanation.
Okay.
Fred flees without explanation.
I have religion. Do I think that I have any stories of the gods speaking through goats? Like, is that associated with anything I can think of?
Roll a religion check.
Okay. 8.
You have heard
not.
that the gods do speak through pretty much anything, including burning bushes.
What language is it speaking?
I mean, you didn't hear anybody
No,
mention
I'm
language.
I'm asking the person.
The person that heard it darted off and is no longer with the party.
Okay. I want to do a search of the barn.
Pretty soon, everybody begins to hear tavern songs coming from the woods. There appears to be someone approaching.
Can I make a search of the barn before they get here? See if I can
Well,
find anything.
it's that would require knowledge that you don't have. They
Oh,
are
okay.
approaching, and you do hear somebody coming from the woods.
Okay, then I will not search then.
Okay. Ready to bow. What do we see?
Pretty soon, you see a satyr darting out of the woods, and he appears to be singing tavern songs. And let's see, he is carrying a basket of mushrooms, and it's which is dangling from his arm. He looks very cheerful, with a bushy red beard framing his grinning face. As he prances across the yard, he pats the goats on the head, who are very, very happy to see him. Merry are we when the sun goes down, he sings. Merry are we with a bottle or three. And he continues to cross the yard. He is walking towards the pond.
Fred shows up a few seconds later, like, did you guys find him? Where is he?
He's right there by the pond. Looks like he's filling up his bottles, I guess.
Suddenly the satyr stops singing, his nose kind of scrunching up in the air. There aren't just goats in my yard. A bolt of realization seems to strike him. Ha ha! Perhaps I've got some intelligent company for once. He quickly follows your scent until he finds you hiding in the barn. He looks in the barn. Oh, hello there, friends. Don't be alarmed. My name is Alos. I'm used to strangers coming about and staying perhaps the night as we drink and merrymake. I have plenty of ale for all. Would you like to stay and play a tune, perhaps?
Yes.
Do you have any food?
Oh, absolutely. I do have food. And he goes to the house and brings out a plate full of all kinds of vegetables.
I was thinking more meat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have any meat, but I do have mead. Would you like some?
Wait. You have vegetables and mead, but
Yes.
no meat?
Unfortunately, I don't have any meat. No. I do have milk,
Okay,
though.
he's a
Would you like some
vegetarian.
milk?
Why can't we cook one of these goats?
Oh, these goats are not for eating. These goats are for company and merrymaking.
So you don't.
I will join your mead party.
Wonderful,
Fred.
wonderful friends. And he pulls out
Revelry.
a couple of bottles of mead, and then he uncovers a keg of ale. We have plenty for all to party. Let us merrymake. Is anyone play an instrument by chance? Perhaps we can play together.
Oh, let me check.
I do play cards.
Oh, wonderful.
My favorite
As you
instrument.
announce that you play cards. Well, so do I. I love to play cards. But I do love to play music even more. Is anyone here not a musician? Magician? No, musician. There you go.
Nope. No
Nobody
instruments.
here? Nobody here plays? Well, it just so happens that I do, and he pulls out a set of panpipes. And then he takes some ale and bottles. He hands them all over to you, and heads on over to the pond where there's a wicker chair and hundreds of bottles.
Fred looks around and is like, does anyone want this? I don't accept mead from vegans.
Yeah, sure, I'll take it.
I hand my bottle over to.
I do not drink any of the ale, but I will drink the mead.
I'll take a swig of mead.
It tastes wonderful. This mead is top-notch mead.
I'm gonna go and join the satyr over at the pond. with
You join the
my
satyr
fresh
over
mead.
at the pond with your mead. He has his panpipes and begins to play.
Hey, do I know of anything of the religion of the satyrs? Can I try a check?
Roll a religious check.
Oh, I just got an 18.
An 18. You know that they're fae, I don't know much about satyr religion, but whatever there is about satyr religion, you happen to know all about it. Let's just leave it at that. I don't think they have much
I'm gonna-
religious background.
So, we've been sent here on a quest to inquire about missing persons. Are you aware of any such happenings?
Missing persons, you say? There are people that do come from time to time to partake in our nightly festival. Sometimes it's just me and the goats. But I haven't heard of anybody going missing. This is quite alarming. Tell me more.
Well, the mayor of the nearby town has been worried by the recent smatterings of disappearance and has sent us out to find out information. Do we know about anything about the people who've gone missing?
You don't seem to know much other than they have, they were travelers and would travel about throughout the region, maybe merchants, and they would never return.
Are they mercenaries or salesmen?
All kinds, all kinds. Anybody traveling would suddenly disappear.
So a highwayman or bandit.
Possibly lots of them.
Okay. I'm going to ask the satyr, do you know of any bandits near here? Or creatures in the woods that have been attacking travelers?
There was some bandits not long ago. We had a grand time, however. They did like to enjoy ale. Unfortunately, they didn't stay long.
Do you know where they went?
Oh, they didn't say, but they were very proud of their track record as bandits,
And they
and like
didn't
to
attack.
It's almost as if they exaggerated some of their pillaging.
They didn't attack you?
Oh no, nobody really attacks me. I am a very hospitable host, after all, and freely give to anyone who asks whatever I happen to have, which at present moment is music and lots of merrymaking and lots of mead. Feel free to
What
have
kind
some
of
more.
creatures were these? Were these humans? Elves?
The creatures, the people that I recall, the bandits I recall, were in fact human.
How are they dressed? What kind of weapons did they use?
Oh, they were just a ragtag group wearing leather armor. They didn't have much of anything, really, except a good time. They did have that. It was probably one of the best nights in recent memory.
So I think we should be on our way and go to the woods.
Oh, it's
expecting to find
past
bandits.
dark now. Surely you should wait until morning and
Well, that's
drink
when
my
the
mead
bandits
and set up camp here. It's dangerous out in the woods. We can continue to merrymake and drink the ale.
What do you think? I think we should go and hunt them. They won't expect us coming at night.
He begins to play the pan flutes.
Yeah, if we got a direction, general area, sure.
Yeah, I'm down to follow you guys.
Is there a main road that we can follow or find near here?
You seem to recall, as the satyr continues his pan flute playing, that the road ended suddenly with this 1 acre estate in Homestead,
Well,
which is really
okay.
kind of odd because most roads don't usually end with a homestead.
Satyr, do you know of the highway near here or a road?
As the satyr continues playing his pipes, he makes one very high note that sort of harmonically resonates in the air. You are all now goats.
What?
All right. So as goats, you have a perception of 10. Let's see. You have an AC of 10 and 4 hit points.
Okay.
All of your clothes seem to kind of fall off of you, and you are unable to wield any weapons. The bard continues to play, or the satyr continues to play.
Well, we now know what happened to the missing people.
Wait, but you said we can't wield any weapons. Does that mean I can still make my unarmed strikes?
You are you currently have the ability to charge, and you can ram. So a ram action will give you 1d4 plus 1. If you decide to charge, you get an additional 1d4 bludgeoning damage. Charging requires at least 20 feet of running before you hit.
Okay, so everybody want to charge? Just move back 20 feet and ram them?
Does he
I
look
mean-
malicious or like he's just having fun?
I mean, Fred's still at the barn. Like he's just mad he was offered food by a vegan.
Oh, you're not with the satyr.
No, I'm not.
no,
Okay,
he did go off.
so you're about 100 feet away. You can still hear the music from the satyr. You turn into a goat as well.
Well,
Yeah.
Fred's just gonna go off on a full-on sprint towards the satyr.
There you go. Yep.
Charge.
Go after that
Yeah.
satyr.
Gonna try and hit him.
You guys are a little disoriented and little probably freaking out that you're a goat
I
now.
want to go find
With
the
your
other goat and talk.
-4 intelligence, by the way. All right.
I want to go to find the other goat.
Legally brain dead.
Because I
Alright,
think we could talk to the other goat.
You go to another goat, and you
the one I was
you're-
petting.
you're able to discern that the goat is attracted to you.
So I did try to talk in goat speak and ask it, "What is your name?"
The goat doesn't seem to understand complex language. However, it is able to, turn around and request your assistance in having intercourse.
I am going to avoid that. And you're gonna have to roll you're gonna have to roll the hit if you want to try. So, and by the way, I don't know if this is gonna matter, but I have my Dwarven resilience against poisons.
Mhm.
So is this mead poisoned in any way?
I mean, you're unable to discern
Yes, I'm
what this
avoiding.
is at this point.
Okay.
All you know is that your goat-like self is got 4 hooves, and everything that you seem to express vocally sounds like me.
Meh. Meh. Okay.
You also seem
Uh,
quite hornier than you normally do. No pun intended. It was intended. That's a lie. The satyr continues to play his music, and he seems quite joyful in having more company as goats than he did before.
And as he's
yeah, he's not
playing,
looking at us.
you're just seeing one goat just full-on
not
sprint
looking at
towards
us.
the satyr.
Okay.
And
Caught unaware, the goat rams into the satyr. Roll to hit.
I know. And also, I would like
Roll
to
the hit.
pray to Moradin. Can I try to pray to Moradin? I'm going to pray in my mind.
You can pray in your mind to your god. Yes.
Yes. I'm praying to Moradin to disenchant me.
All right. You pray to your god for disenchantment. Roll your religion.
Okay. Now. Okay, 18.
18. Well, that was a really high DC there. You seem very at peace with being a goat after praying to your god. That's more of a DC 30 type of situation.
Okay.
With a natural
Well, I
20, you might
tried.
have been able to get
I'm
it.
trying.
Yes.
I eat a little grass and I ponder my fate right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I try to use my divine sense where I can detect good and evil,
You don't seem to have a lot of possession of your magical abilities at this point.
okay.
You can you seem a
what about
little
dark
less in
vision?
tune. You are a goat. You are not a person.
Okay, so whatever goat vision is what you're saying I have. Okay.
All right, so let's resolve the attack.
Got a 16 plus whatever the. Do I use my character strength modifier or the strength modifier of a goat?
You use a strength modifier of a goat, which is +1.
All right, that's a 17.
All right, so you hit,
Good.
and with the charge, you do 1d4 plus or 2d4 plus 1. What is the damage?
That is 6 damage.
Oh, good.
Okay.
If I see that, can I join in?
Initiative. Everybody roll initiative if you want to be in combat.
Okay. Yeah, I do.
I got a 7.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, snap. Now, wait a
All right.
minute. Okay, what's my dex? Because I normally have a 7 dex and a -2.
You have a 0 modifier to your dex.
Okay, so I have a 2 initiative.
Okay.
Because normally it would be 0 with my own dex.
All right, Nick, what do you got?
I got. There's no initiative modifier with the goat, right?
There's
Yeah,
no
well,
initiative modifier, just straight dice roll.
Straight roll.
And then I also got a 9.
9. Okay. Wiz,
Or I
what'd you
got a
get?
9.
7.
7. Okay.
Two
Wow,
sevens,
low
a
rolls
9, and
today.
a 2.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Woo!
Such wonderful initiative.
And yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to try to ram that satyr.
All right. First, Nick is up.
I am. How far away am I from the satyr?
Oh, where were you before? You weren't. Did you go to the pond with him or not?
Yes, I was right near him at the pond.
Then you're 10 feet away. If you want to,
All
if
right.
you want to
Item.
charge, you can back up and charge at 20 feet, and still
gonna back up
maintain
and
your
charge.
distance. Okay. You back up at charge. Roll to hit. DC
Roll to hit.
14.
13.
You seem to notice as you try to hit him in the balls, he seems to kind of twist out of the way while he's playing his flute. And he doesn't even seem to really notice that you're there at all. His body just going with the groove. And you end up in the pond.
Great. Nothing smells worse than wet goat.
All right. Wiz and Edwin are Simos.
Okay.
So both Wiz first.
It's the roll plus strength, right? Or
Um,
we have no strength, so
you have +1 strength. So if you're going to charge, it would be a
yeah, 6.
it would be a +1. Yeah.
Yeah.
6. Okay. Again, you
I wind up in the pond too.
do you attempt to charge?
Yeah.
Okay, so you attempted to charge. Again, he is playing his flute, and his while he's playing, his body is grooving to his own music, and weaves out of the way as you approach, charging into the pond with your companion.
Mhm.
Edwin.
How far am I from him?
Let's see. You're in the you're close to the what do you call it? The farmhouse. No, the barn, right? You're close to the
But
barn.
I was like, but I
Oh,
charged
oh,
him.
you charged him already. You are in the pond, right? So,
Mhm.
and you didn't hit. So yeah, you're in a pond right now. You'd have
No, I
to
hit him
get.
before, but I hit him before combat.
Oh, you're right. You hit him in combat. Let's see. What did you roll again? Do you remember? It was high, right?
Yeah, it was a 17, and then I hit him for 6 damage.
Okay, so you hit him like in the leg or something like that, and and you're right there next to him within melee range, so 5 feet.
5 feet.
Fight him.
I mean, you can try to. Well, you would be disengaging if you, or not disengaging. You would if you backed up right now from within 5 feet, you would incur maybe an opportunity attack, or you can just do a standard ram action, which is 1d4 plus 1.
I'm gonna do a ram action and try and push him into the lake.
All right, ram action trying to push him in the lake. Roll a hit.
19.
19. You
Ooh.
successfully push him into the lake, and he stops playing his panpipes momentarily. Roll your damage.
So that's 24 plus 1.
1d4 plus 1.
5 damage.
5 damage. All right. He stands up in the pond and says, "My goodness, these you goats are quite a rambunctious bunch." And he stands up again and gets. But I guess while he's doing all of that, Edwin, the satyr, yeah, the satyr's turn. The satyr stands up and begins to run, disengaging, creating a great deal of distance between you and himself.
Can I try to attack?
And
Before
then
he runs away?
he hides.
Okay.
Now it is Andy's turn.
Okay, I'm going to try to find him and headbutt him.
Roll your investigation check with a -4.
Investigation. -4. Okay, why don't we make this hard? I'll tack on an extra -4. 14
Mm-hmm.
-4 is a 10.
All right. You are unable to find Alos, who has hidden somewhere in the on the grounds.
I'm searching. I'm going to continue to search.
It is not your turn. It is now
No, I don't know what it
Nick's
is, I'm saying.
turn.
So I'm
Mhm.
doing-
All right, so I'm gonna get out of the water. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna take a dash action to go in the. Did I see which direction he at least went before he hid?
Roll a perception check. I'll give you a free perception check in order
It's
to
a
indicate.
-4.
It's a -0. Yeah, there's no
Okay.
modifier.
Then it's a 10.
A 10. You can't seem to find. You don't seem to know where he went. He did run away, and he is probably on the east side of the farm somewhere, but you didn't see where he hid.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna take a dash action and head towards the eastern side of the farm.
You head to the east side of the farm, and you look around, finding nothing. Since you already rolled your perception.
Yeah.
That would be at this point we can go ahead and end the combat, and you guys are now goats.
Yeah.
And you can't seem to find Alos.
Did he have his pipes on him when he left?
Apparently.
Okay, so there's ale, there's mead. Is it ale still there?
You look around and you find there's bottles that were dropped while you were holding them and
But
got
they're
turned to
empty.
goats.
Right. And there's the barn. Does he have a bed around?
You don't know. You never investigated a bed.
Well, that's what I was about to. I want to go to the barn and investigate and find.
Roll an investigation check.
Oh, I did pretty good. 14.
Is that with a -4 modifier?
No.
Then you
No,
rolled a 10.
10.
You
I was
wander
looking
over.
for a bed.
You wander over to the barn and you notice that there's some decomposing hay that looks delicious.
Okay, I'm going to roll a wisdom check and see if I have the willpower to not eat it. Okay, I'm going
Okay.
to post this on myself.
All right. Roll your wisdom.
Oh, come on, I didn't want to roll. Here, I'll just roll my die. I got a 16, -4 is 12. I think I choose not to.
There's no -4 on your wisdom,
Oh,
just on your intelligence.
well, I got a 16. I got a pretty
And
good roll.
rolling a 16, you seem to perceive that nourishment as a goat would be advantageous, and
Yeah.
eating hay
Well, there's
would
grass
also
too, right?
be advantageous.
I think does the hay smell good to me?
Yes, pretty much everything, including tin
Okay.
cans, smells good.
Okay, I will eat some hay. I will eat some hay.
You
I'll
begin
eat
filling your stomach with hay.
But if I do find a bed that I think is a bed of his, I want to drop a big goat turd on it.
Another goat approaches you. It appears to be in heat. The smell smells delicious.
Oh, you better roll the hit. Try it.
Goat's looking for some nookie.
Mhm.
Nope. I am
Anybody
not
else wish
eyeballing
to do anything while you're goats? And apparently,
Gred is gonna look for. He's gonna look for the satyr.
Yeah.
continue looking for the satyr. Roll investigation with a -4.
Okay.
Nat 20.
A nat 20.
Yeah, baby.
You notice that there is a satyr around you seem to get a glimpse of him in the woods behind a
Oh,
tree.
good job.
Right outside of the fence. He is eyeballing the party, waiting for an opportunity to do something that you are unable to discern.
Right. Sorry, someone almost walked in. What?
You, with your natural 20, you are able to spot a satyr behind a tree right outside of the eastern part of the fence of the estate. He is eyeballing the party, waiting to strike.
All right, so I'm gonna go like the long way around, and then like ram him from behind.
You walk up to the fence, and you're unable to find an opening in which to leave the barn or leave the property.
Is there a gate?
There is a very tall gate and a very tall fence.
I'm gonna. Can you give me just a second?
Sure. Anybody else?
There's a house here, right?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
There is a house.
All right. I'm going to go see if I can get into this house as a goat.
All right. You roll your investigation check
All right.
with a -4.
Investigation with a -4. That is a 5.
You approach the house looking for some way to get in, and even though the door seems open, it seems ajar. It seems as though it is dangerous on the inside.
Okay.
Quite unsure as to why it would be dangerous on the inside, but something is telling you that going inside would be a bad idea.
I'm going to stay outside.
You continue staying outside. Another goat in heat approaches you.
Hello.
Get the hell away from
Sheila.
me.
It is very obvious to you with your unmodified perception that she is in fact in heat.
I'm gonna run. Just run away.
You run away from the goat that is in heat, and it apparently gets distracted by another goat. You notice now there are a number of goats who are having a merry time, some of which are drinking the pond water. You feel thirsty.
I'm gonna go at least to the pond. I'm gonna scour around to see if there's any mead left over.
You go around looking for mead, and you notice that there is a bottle, mostly full of mead.
I'm going to drink that bottle of mead if I can.
You attempt to drink the bottle of mead, and you have a little bit of difficulty getting your tongue inside the bottle.
Can I lift the bottle up with my teeth and kind of
You attempt to pick up.
back?
You attempt to pick up a bottle with your mouth. Roll a athletics check.
Is there mod here?
Or I guess it would be more of a dexterity check.
Dexterity. What's my dexterity with?
That's a 0 modifier.
Okay, so it's 16.
You seem to, with some agility, grab a hold of the top of the bottle and pick it up with your mouth, drinking some of the mead as it comes into your mouth and splashes mostly throughout the rest of your body, landing most of it on the ground.
Well, that didn't do anything.
You did drink approximately 1/4 of the bottle of mead.
I think I'm fine for now with looking around and doing stuff.
Anybody else?
Let's try and ram the gate.
All right, you ram the gate. You go over
Yeah.
to the gate, and you want to do,
action.
you want to do a charge action.
Yeah.
All right, roll a hit.
And
What somebody else wants to do? Wants to go charge too, or what?
Yes, I do.
yeah,
I'll join.
Oh,
I'll
The
join-
party noticing. Well, for roll now, I'll just give
Well,
it to you. Everybody seems to get the idea to charge the gate all at
Yeah.
once. Roll to hit.
Who wants to roll it?
Okay, I'll roll D20.
D20.
What do we add?
Roll your +1 to strength.
20. I got a 20.
Whoa.
All right. Well,
Whatever bonus we add.
roll
Yeah.
roll to hit, and that would be 3d4 + 1.
Okay, 3d4. Oh, come on, dice. Yeah, they're dice. 3d4.
And I'm trying to figure out how this would end when everybody is a goat, and I'm having trouble finding any resolution on this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 + 1 is 8.
You do 8 points of damage to the fence. The fence
Yes.
looks like it's seen
to the
better
buttocks.
days.
To the buttocks.
To the buttocks of the fence?
Well,
Is that what you-
whoever I'm hitting.
You're hitting the
How does the-
fence.
How does the fence
I know.
feel?
The fence
Yeah.
has seen better days.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? The fence is still intact.
All right. Guess Fred will go.
Okay.
Get up.
So roll the hit, or
Roll the hit.
that is a 15.
15. Do your damage. That's 2d4 plus 1.
That is 4 damage.
You do 4 damage to the fence. The fence, again, has seen better days. The fence, though, was designed to keep out goats, or to keep in goats, and to keep out pretty much all other wildlife.
What are the size of the holes in the fence now?
There doesn't seem to be holes in the fence per se, but there is a great deal of damaged hinges and buckling of the wood.
Can I climb over it?
You want to attempt to climb the fence. Roll a
Yes.
acrobatics check. DC 30.
Well, I didn't get a 1.
Okay. You didn't get a 1.
I got a
okay.
2.
You got a
Got a
2.
2.
All right. And you attempt to, with your hooves, climb the fence in some fashion, but you are unsuccessful and only embarrass yourself in front of the other goats.
Everyone's horny.
You now seem to have a disadvantage when attracting female goats.
Bah.
Well, it looks like none of the goats in heat will be hitting on you.
Good. It'd be weird to mate with food.
That actually sounds like a good thing.
It does. It really does. You wish you were me.
And pretty soon, as you are continuing to be goats, you seem to forget a great deal about who and what you were before you were goats, and continue merrymaking as goats. And with
I
that,
rammed the-
and with that, the adventure ends. With you forever goats. Alos comes out and begins to pet you, and you are very affectionate and glad to have an owner that cares so much. What did you think of that adventure? That's the first time the whole party has turned to goats.
Thought that was very fun.
Mhm.
I should have
Definitely
punched him
pl-
sooner.
Definitely played with my expectations there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
made the character creation useless.
well, if you had a little bit more time to investigate everything, and I tried to keep it, as I mentioned earlier in the game, I tried to keep it short, so that you would only have two parts of the farm to investigate, and you guys chose to check out the barn, and to a lesser degree check out the pond, and so a lot of clues were missing before Alos came and decided to talk to you, and of course he was basically just full of lies for the most part. He's a satyr, and telling you what he needs to tell you in order to get you to agree to, or not agree, but get you to feel relaxed enough to let him play his panpipes, of which you were given a clue, a very small clue, that could speak, and he was tied up for that reason. He was tied up because he was often saying pipes a lot.
I wasn't
And-
crazy.
And I made a very conscious effort
You
to
were right.
only say pipes when other people were speaking, so that it would be difficult to discern.
Uh,
So
Although
yeah, there
whole
were a number of clues. If you guys decided to go to the house, you would have discovered that there was a chest hidden in the room that you could have opened and gotten some clues there. There would have been
Yeah, we
clues
did go to the barn.
there were clues in the bedroom. There were clues in the barn, including the adventurer's pack and the talking goat. And there were clues all about. The pond was fragrant with a tavern smell, and with lots and lots of bottles, which would really just give you an indication that there's whoever's here is a very unkempt and a bit of a making drunk type, like
Well,
a
I
satyr.
will say that you fooled me.
Well,
I did
good.
not.
You're the
I mean, I
first.
did after we got in. I figured he was actually the danger
Hmm.
of why people are disappearing, but
Hmm.
I didn't connect
Yeah.
that this was the goat thing.
Well,
and that
I mean, there's been a number of. This is the 8th test run that I've done in the last week, and the first time we did a test run, it's like everybody knew it was the satyr, and they just wanted him dead. So it's taken a little bit of work to withdraw some of the clues or make it more challenging for the players. And
yeah, and we should have gone to the house first probably.
if you went to the house, you would have gotten more clues, sure. But one
And
thing
I
that
did
I've
try to
done,
investigate the barn.
you
But
did.
then that he walked up, I could have just still done it,
You ran out of
but I
time.
didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't connect the whole.
that whole time I was trying to stop. Like I was wondering to myself the whole time, am I metagaming this?
Yeah, and since you have played this game before, you didn't want to.
Okay,
That's one of the
songs-
challenges. That's one of the challenges when you play a second run, is you second guess yourself. Like, would my character know this or not? Do
Okay,
I
wait,
do this or
was
not?
the-
You know, yeah.
The lyrics that you heard him sing, was that a clue too? Did we hear?
Well, that was to
Person
create us.
That was Edwin, right?
That was to create a sense of urgency, so that you guys would know that something would happen when the sun went down, because the sun was setting, and there was going to be a transition in the game as soon as the sun set. So that gave you forewarning.
Okay, and I will say, here's another thing I could have done. I can detect good or evil, and I should have, and I was going to detect evil on him. And I knew that when you did the religion, I knew that one thing I know about the religion of satyrs is they're chaotic.
Yes, they're
And
chaotic, neutral.
But are they chaotic or evil?
They're chaotic.
No, they're
neutral.
just chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess
They're not
good and
necessarily
evil
evil. No. Evil
Yeah, they're
evil
not,
wouldn't have really done
but I would have
anything.
known that he's chaotic. I probably wouldn't have gotten that he's good or
And-
evil. Therefore,
And keep in mind, the satyr's mentality might be like, it doesn't matter what you are, as long as you're having fun and a good time. And if you're a goat, you probably, are happier anyway being a goat than being a human.
what
Less
if we didn't-
drama.
What if we didn't drink or anything? And I almost didn't.
Nothing really.
You still would have been turned into a goat because Fred didn't drink or eat anything.
Oh,
Yeah, it was the music. It was the pan flute. That's what changed you.
Yeah.
And keep in mind
But I definitely played Fred wrong.
keep in mind the goat that could talk did reveal a clue. Pipes. He uttered it 3 times. Okay, but he only uttered it when somebody was talking, so as to kind of create like what did he say? So
he stunned me.
otherwise it wouldn't
Who wrote
it would have been
that?
too obvious, I think.
Who wrote this?
That's why I played it. I played it off because of that. Because I
Now-
thought you were just making some terrible goat noises.
Right. If you're the one talking,
Yeah.
you're gonna assume you're not gonna be able to hear it straight. If you're the one listening, you might have a chance of hearing discernment of a word. And if it's and I did make a point to at least once or twice use a proper like as a baseline noise for a goat, which is me, right? And then the pipe sound was pipes, right? So it was a little bit different and more discernible as a word. And but it's good. It's good that now that aspect of the game, that's something I came up with in order to make it more challenging. It's not as written, but as written, it seemed a little too obvious, I think. But it's good. We finally got a group. It took a while. We finally got a group that got all turned into goats, and everybody in the past has either killed Alos or hogtied him. And I think in one case, it was one game last night that was a little crazy. It was only 2 players. Okay, Jesse was in this game. All right,
Oh,
but
missed it.
yeah, you missed it. No, you can go watch. You can go watch because it was streamed. Okay, but they went and chased down Alos. Let's see, there was a party member that got separated that died and got eaten by animals, and Jesse burned down the woods in trying to flee from a bear. And then the
That
pipe.
sounds like him.
Yeah, and then so the woods got burned down. He managed to destroy the panpipes. But Alice got away, and he managed to come to town, lie a little bit about what happened, and then blame it all on Alice and claim the reward for himself. That was and
Wow.
with the other party member died, who died. So that was a kind of a crazy game. But anyway. It's been a lot of fun, guys. I appreciate you playtesting this with me. We got quite a big difference in how the result ended up. Hope you enjoyed playing as goats. But
Did you write this or something?
no, I didn't write this. This is
okay.
FireballRPG wrote this. It's part of a
Okay.
it's part of a Kickstarter campaign.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was
All right.
good. I liked it.
All right.
It's
All right, well,
another kind of monster.
Yep, feel free to keep talking. I'm going to go ahead and transition to the countdown to end the stream, and I'll see everybody next time.